Every person has a dark side, the side of us shaped by fear, anger, desire, shame, or ambition. These aren't things to fear, but raw energy that, when understood and integrated, can be a source of power, resilience, and personal growth. This guide will take you deep into the process of embracing your darker impulses, helping you turn them into assets that serve you rather than something that controls or consumes you. Part 1, understanding your dark side. The first step is knowing what your dark side truly is. We all have emotions or desires we suppress because they don't fit the image of who we want to be or what society expects. These could be things like anger when we're wronged, jealousy when we see someone succeed, fear of losing control, desire for recognition, power or validation, resentment over past hurts. Action. Step 1, reflect on your shadow. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes in the evening to reflect on moments during the day when you felt strong negative emotions. What triggered them? Write them down in a journal. For example, I felt jealous when my colleague got praise because I feel like I'm not seen. I felt a surge of anger when someone cut me off in traffic. Goal: acknowledge these feelings without judgment. This is key to moving forward. These emotions are not bad, they're part of being human, and the first step to mastering them is recognizing when and why they appear. Part 2, acceptance, owning your darkness. Most of us are taught to push these feelings away because they're seen as negative or shameful. But denying them doesn't make them disappear. It just means they fester, growing stronger in the shadows. Acceptance means acknowledging that these emotions are part of who you are, but they don't have to define you. It's about taking back control. Action step 2, self-affirmation and visualization. Every morning, before you start your day, pick one aspect of your dark side you tend to suppress. It could be ambition, jealousy, or frustration. Affirm to yourself, my ambition is a source of strength. It drives me to achieve. My anger shows me what I care deeply about. I will channel it into action. Then spend a few moments visualizing scenarios where you would normally suppress this feeling and imagine how embracing it, rather than hiding it, could lead to a better outcome. For instance, if you tend to suppress anger, visualize a situation where anger is telling you to stand up for yourself. How can you assertively communicate that feeling without losing control? Goal: this practice rewires your brain to accept these feelings as tools rather than threats. Over time, you'll find that you can let them surface without fear, transforming them into a source of clarity. Part 3, finding strength in the shadow. Once you accept your darker impulses, you can start identifying the hidden strengths within them. Your anger might actually be a signal that your boundaries are being crossed. Your jealousy could be a clue to something you deeply desire but are afraid to pursue. Action step 3, mining for gold. Take the emotions or desires that usually make you feel uncomfortable and flip them. Ask yourself, anger, where is my anger pointing to injustice or unfairness in my life? How can I set a boundary here? Jealousy, what does this person have that I want? How can I work towards achieving that in my own life? Fear, what am I afraid of losing? Why is this fear there and how can it motivate me to protect or improve that part of my life? Goal, these emotions are powerful compasses. Once you stop running from them, they become tools of insight, pointing you toward areas in your life that need attention or growth. Harness these feelings to take action rather than letting them control you. Part 4, channeling your dark side for positive action. Your dark side is like fire, powerful but dangerous if left unchecked. It can burn everything down if uncontrolled, but with mastery, it becomes a force that propels you forward. Action step 4, setting boundaries. Your dark side can become self-destructive if left unchecked, so it's important to consciously set boundaries on how you express it. For example, ambition, set clear ethical lines. Pursue success, but not at the expense of others' well-being. Anger, decide in advance how you will release anger. Instead of explosive outbursts, channel it into assertive but calm communication. Before confronting someone or making a difficult decision, pause and ask yourself, is this dark impulse serving me or am I letting it take over? Journal your thoughts. Goal: mastery over your dark side comes from knowing when and how to express it. By creating rules for yourself, you allow these emotions to flow without causing harm to yourself or others. Part 5, dark side in action, conflict and negotiation. One of the most practical places to use your dark side is in negotiation or conflict. Take inspiration from Chris Voss, a former FBI hostage negotiator who uses tactical empathy, the ability to understand and influence the emotions of others, to negotiate effectively. While he leverages emotional intelligence, he also stands firm, using the other person's emotional state to guide the outcome. Action step 5, tactical assertiveness. In a heated situation, instead of backing down or lashing out, use your dark side to remain calm but firm. Practice this. When someone challenges you, let the frustration rise but remain in control. Use that emotion to fuel assertiveness, saying, "I understand your point, but I see things differently." In negotiation, if you feel the desire for power, use it to stay strong in your position. Ask for what you want unapologetically without fear of rejection. Goal. By embracing the energy behind your dark side, you become a more powerful communicator. Instead of being reactive, you turn these emotions into strategic assets. Part 6, creative expression, unleashing the shadow's power. The dark side can be a tremendous source of creativity. Many of the world's greatest artists, writers, and innovators have drawn on their darker impulses, fear, longing, pain, to fuel their work. These emotions carry immense creative potential because they often connect us with our deepest truths. Action step 6, creative channeling. Choose a creative outlet, writing, painting, music, or even solving complex problems at work, and use your darker emotions as fuel. If you're feeling angry, pour that energy into your work. If you're feeling envious, use that as motivation to push your own limits and do something bold and original. Don't shy away from the intensity of these emotions. Dive deep and see where they lead you creatively. Goal. Channeling your dark side into creativity helps you release pent-up emotions in a healthy way while creating something new and valuable. It turns inner turmoil into external triumph. Part 7, integrating the dark and light. Ultimately, the goal is integration, not repression. You are not just your light or dark side, you are both. And true power comes from being able to use both sides of yourself to navigate life. This requires constant self-awareness and recalibration. Action step 7, daily check-ins. At the end of each day, reflect on how you use your dark side. Did you allow it to serve you or did it take control? Write down examples of when it helped and when it might have gotten in the way. Also, create a feedback loop with trusted people in your life. Ask them how your newfound assertiveness, ambition, or passion is affecting your relationships and work. Are you striking the right balance? Adjust as needed. Goal. Over time, you'll become more attuned to how your dark side integrates with your lighter traits. You'll find that these emotions are not destructive, but powerful if used wisely.